I was going to do this review where I was just repeatedly walking upstairs. I attempted it, but I could not hold my camera and the microphone at the same time while also walking up. And like, again, logistically in my head, I was like, I can make that work. Realistically, I could not. So you get this normal review instead. The story is a found footage film of a local news station doing a report on a fire station takes a dark turn when the station takes on a call to an apartment complex that is ground zero for a zombie outbreak. Wreck is maybe one of the most realistic zombie films I've ever seen because at no point does really anybody have a plan. It's just a complete shit show. Everybody's just running around screaming. There's people getting bit. We find out it is from what a thing I do love in this movie is they say the reaction time of the virus depends on blood type and is transferred through the saliva. So the saliva thing is obviously pretty much every zombie movie, right? Bite, saliva, all that kind of stuff. But the zombie overtake of someone's body being tied to their blood type and that dictating how long it takes for them to turn is a really cool, really interesting idea I have not seen before. And that is one aspect I took away from this movie where I was like, I love that idea. Because yeah, when you go give blood, it depends on, certain blood types they need more than others. Certain blood types do this compared to that. So that is a great idea. Right off the bat, great setup, great premise, right? Local news station just doing a puff piece on this is what the firefighters do when you're asleep. And then those firefighters, I love the fire chief who's like, I mean, you just might be wasting your time. Like, we might not even get a call tonight. It's like the lottery. And then, obviously the reporter's like, oh, haha, like, what do you mean? And just kind of like being that like, local TV news reporter we always see where they just have to go with everything the person's saying and try to make everything a joke. The first 8 minutes of this movie is just all stuff you would see on the local news where it's like, look at a reporter playing basketball with the firefighters. And it's just, that wholesome Good Time Charlie kind of setup. And then I think it's almost 10 minutes exactly. We get to the apartment complex, and then from there, it's like, oh, there's police officers here. There's firefighters. There's the news crew. Again, I'm not really a fan of the found footage gimmick. Because in most, especially horror movies, there is always a certain point in the horror movie. Doesn't matter if it's zombie, ghost, whatever you want to say. There's always a point in the found footage horror movie aspect where you just go, there's no way the cameraman at that point would be like, it's more important to record what's going on than save my life, save the person who I'm recording, just ditch the camera. And again, there are also points, especially in this movie, where it's just like, I think you've got enough footage to like make your point. Like maybe just take out the tape. If this was in 2007 and they're still using tapes, take out the tape, take out the drive, take out the USB, and then just be like, I think we got it. Or sometimes in zombie movies, there are lines that are so perfect. You're just like, man, I mean, they didn't need to say it, but I really like when somebody does say it. When they first meet the old lady, who is like patient zero in this movie, where she's the reason they get called to the building. Like this old lady is sick and they're like, she was bleeding. There's blood everywhere, blah, blah, blah. They go upstairs. It's this old lady who's the first zombie they encounter. And while they're checking on her, because obviously they don't know what's going on yet. And by them, I mean the firefighters and policemen. And then obviously the news reporters are there as well. But when they're checking on the old lady, she just like jumps at the policeman and then is just like biting on his neck and doing all that kind of stuff. And one of the agents that is with them just says, fuck, she's biting him. And just the way he says it is like so frantic and just so perfect for a zombie movie. Cause you're just like, yeah, that would be your first reaction if you just encountered, again, you didn't know zombies were real at this point. So you encounter that and you're just like, she's biting him, but you're obviously scared because she's biting him. After they have the grandma, the agent comes down, they're trying to leave like a bunch of other people in the apartment or complex are kind of just like, it's sealed off. What are you doing? And the agent guy, they get an announcement where they're like, listen to the agent, he will tell you what's going on. And the agent is like, there is a sickness in this building, the building's under quarantine, like they're sending people to check it out, like just like we got to hold tight. But so then obviously the building gets quarantined, locked off, the rest of the people in it. Again, great premise and great idea. Like you're there at the apartment complex for ground zero of a zombie outbreak. The CDC or whatever the equivalent in this country is of that is there and quarantining the building and thinking like, if we just get rid of it all right here, we can maybe stop a zombie outbreak from happening. Very good premise. I can see why this movie has, it appears 9 sequels. Big props for this movie being like an hour and 10 minutes. They're like, here's the premise. Here's the main character. We're going to spend 8 minutes with her. And then it's just zombie movie the rest of the time. There's nothing else. It's like you're going to an apartment complex. You're locked in the apartment complex with zombies. You got to survive. That's it. That's the whole movie. And it's great. It's actually really good. And my only complaint is they set up the daughter being like, at the beginning, the mom's like, she's sick. And then they find out like it's a sickness that caused this. And then people are like, your daughter's sick. And she just keeps being like, it's tonsillitis. She just got her tonsils removed, all this kind of stuff. And then they're like, oh, we think it was a dog that started all this because he was really rabid and like bit somebody. And then they all turn to the daughter. And then they're like, the girl's like, no, it's tonsils. She didn't get bit by a dog. And then immediately right there at that moment, the daughter bites the mom's like face. I don't know if she bites her nose off, but just bites like there. And so then she just, instead of then attacking the people, she just runs up the stairs. So I was like, I thought she was a zombie. Why would she not be attacking the living people? Again, I'm not crazy about the zombie design and the way zombies are used in this movie because they are almost always kind of held by one person, like kind of easily, and then just kind of like thrown to the side. Premise and design of the movie, which is just a bunch of people run around this apartment complex looking for a way out, and obviously they can't find one because they're sealed out. Great. Ending, kind of dumb. The best part of the movie is when the reporter and the cameraman are frantically running up the stairs with the last firefighter, and he's like, go inside, like, just get the keys. So then she goes and gets the keys, and then they come back out and they're like, where is he? Like, we have the keys, like, where did he go? And then they look down the stairwell, and it's just a whole stairwell where there's just a bunch of different zombies, including him as a zombie. So then they run upstairs to the penthouse, and she just throws the keys on the ground and is like frantically searching for what key opens the penthouse. That scene was really good. That scene was really well done. It was terrifying. The zombies in this movie, a lot of people, even after they're told, like, oh yeah, the zombies, you turn into one of those things. I don't even know if they say zombies throughout the whole movie, but they're like, you turn into one of these things from bites and saliva. A lot of people constantly grabbing the zombies here with their hands and just like pulling them back. And it's just like, maybe just grab any other part of their body except the one part you've been told at this point turns you into one of those things. But a lot of that going on in this movie. Ending, kind of dumb. Why are we doing it's a ritual. She's sealed in the house. You're skinny. We have the famous thing where you see the girl being dragged away from the camera. And then that's just the end of the movie. So again, great idea, great length, great kind of execution, just a little things here and there. Maybe add another layer to the movie, and then, take away the possession stuff, add something character-wise. The reporter, you never know what she's looking for. There's no goal. She has no goal. And I do like how multiple times the police guy is like, or the agent is just like, why are you filming this? Like, stop filming this. And then she freaks out. It's like, we have to film this, as if like an agent over like a local news reporter would have any type of, pull or sway over an agent of, I'm assuming, the government who is handling this important case. Rec, not much to say, but it was good. Decent. I liked it. Tomorrow, I will be back. I have this just list of movies that I've just put in a random order to try to get every kind of flavor of zombie movie in here. After Zombieland and then this one, I want to go back to Romero. So we're going to Day of the Dead. We've done Night of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. We're doing Day of the Dead tomorrow. And then I might do the sequel to Zombieland after that as well, just because I was watching Zombieland and then I was like, this movie's really good. It's like a perfect zombie movie. How did I not like the second one? And I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and I don't remember. So I don't remember that specific question. So join me tomorrow for Day of the Dead. I need to catch up because I think I'm 2 days behind. So we also might do 2 movies tomorrow. The second one being Zombie Double Tapped. Stick right here. 31 Days of Horror Hullaba Boo continues on this channel. Thanks for everyone. Like, commenting, subscribing. Keep it up. Keep watching the videos. Appreciate it. Adios.